blood in the water.
Blood. You like blood in the water.
That's the classic.
I don't know if there's any blood in the water anymore. I actually feel like things have gotten curiously quiet.
Curiously quiet.
Well, because I have to assume that people are seeing they didn't expect us to just fire back with a YouTube and a podcast in days. They didn't expect that.
Over the holidays when we were going to be on vacation.
They didn't expect that. I think they're seeing the numbers and they're kind of going, oh, wait, this is a real thing. And these guys really weren't being maximized in the digital space, full stop. Because we've talked for years about the fact that we would do full shows every day for the radio because that was that was what we were paid to do.
The bread and butter.
Bread and butter. I wasn't really tripping on YouTube like that or a podcast. And I don't think that the company that owned us was really able to maximize it. They didn't have extra marketing dollars.
He's stepping out again. He's stepping way out on the limb again. You going there?
What?
You're gonna go out and you're gonna go out ahead and say that you don't think they were maximizing us in the digital space? Hey,
listen, man.
Hot take.
My intuition says.
That's crazy that you think that. That's wild.
Nah, so I think interestingly enough for us, and the opportunity is, a lot of people haven't seen our full content, man. They haven't seen how we do things.
I was reading comments yesterday.
Yeah.
Because we're doing this. This will be our last show of the year, Tuesday, December 30th. And then we come back in earnest, as they say, on January 5th with the full show.
Well, it'll be more like the 7th.
Oh, really? You're gone? Oh, you're traveling?
Yeah, that's right. I'm gone.
Classic. No, so when Ebro gets back.
Listen, this was supposed to be vacation time anyway. We decided to work because there was blood in the water.
Facts. There's blood in the water. But listen, by the way, we can do like we used to do before. Laura and I can jump on the 5th. It's all good. We're going to make this thing work. But either way, we'll be back after the top of the year.
Yeah.
This is our last show of this year. But in the comments, the funniest thing is I'm seeing comments from people being like, yo, I just found y'all. This is great.
Say word.
No, I swear to God. Griff, you seen these comments? There are people coming in going, yo, man, this show right here, what is this? I'm dead ass. I think that maybe they were familiar with who we were from like a very I remember those guys. They used to do interviews. I haven't seen them in years, but they used to do something. Oh, right. Wow, they got a whole show now. I swear that is the thing. Like, it's going to be interesting because we're going to take our people with us on this journey. And I don't even think those people have all found us yet because the schedule, we're in the middle of the holidays.
That's right.
But I think when those people all come with us on the journey, then we're going to have these new people who for the first time ever are like following along and knowing that we do a daily show where we talk about more than what was determined to be, this should be the social clip for the day. And
full disclosure for the audience. The former situation that we were in, they would only take and shout to the digital team over there that they had. And by team, I mean individual. They would only have time to cut up whatever they thought, was topical that day to try to do some algorithm hustling for the day on their YouTube channel.
And that wouldn't always be our best content. It would be what did they best guess would be the stickiest of the day.
Odds are when Laura comes back, and Rosenberg was chastising me in the text the other day.
That's strong. Chastise is strong, but go ahead.
About the fact that Laura does stories and I'll be like, yeah, nobody don't care about this. I don't care. I hate this story. This sucks. But the reason I do that is because that's how I really feel and I want the audience to get to know me. I don't want to sit up here every day and act like I give a damn about Summer Walker and Rich the Kid, but I know people are talking about it, so we need to cover it.
I know, but I think that, two things. One, I wasn't just talking about you. That was you internalizing. I was also talking about Laura. Okay, I was also talking about.
Now she's got Laura's BBC.
By the way, I also spoke to Laura. I said to Laura, because after I texted you in the group, I texted her on the side. I said, Laura, when you get back, it's the time to talk about how you want the news thing to be. Like, is that how you want to do it? And do you really want this to be called the BBC? These are the things we need to address when you get back. And she said, okay, cool. I definitely don't want it to be the BBC. That's a direct quote.
So why did she name it that?
I said you should address this then, because your man's gonna run with the BBC. He's
It's
off.
no, I'm not running with the BBC. We can't do that.
We don't want another cease and desist.
We can't do that.
You can't do the BBC.
No, what we can do is Laura's BBC.
No, that sounds crazy too.
Why does that sound crazy?
Because either way, no matter how you say it, it's got a different.
And by the way, I
connotation.
got evidence. I told her to make it the BNN.
What you mean? Either way, it's the big black. It's the big black. No matter how you cut it.
No, it's not.
That's what people.
BNN was Bochinche News Network.
Bochinche News Network, BNN. Yeah.
BNN.
Yeah. It's like
Griff is saying right now she changed it to the BBC. Because remember, I was trying to build community. This goes back to, me always trying to build family, connect community, being a cornball.
Yep.
And me thinking it's valuable that inside our social media channel, we create our own conversation.
Right.
The BNN, led by Laura Stylez, the Bochinche News Network.
Which, by the way, I have ENN at 6 o'clock.
But that's why I wanted to do BNN.
No, it's branding. It's double branding. BNN and ENN.
Exactly.
Well, listen.
Now it's Laura's BBC.
Well, I was just saying, I think that when we do this, as long as, because listen, I think we may end up back on radio, but as long as we're doing this in podcast form, I think that idea of we need to cover it, and even if our covering it is we don't care about it, I don't think that flies the same way online. Because
what
that's
do you mean?
For
we can't argue about it being stupid online?
If none of the three of us care, that's not a good news story for us.
No, but it's not about caring about the actual story. The story's hot, okay? If the story's hot, and this is what people are talking about.
But it has to be legitimately, like, hot. Like, what's hot?
Well, it depends on your algorithm.
I have mixed feelings on this. I've always felt, I've said this many times, I've always felt that Laura got sort of saddled with when she came on the show. We already had the flashing lights when Laura came. If you want to go old school.
Okay.
Back in the day, Cypher Sounds and Rosenberg show, we had the flashing lights with K Fox.
Okay.
That's where it was all the way back in the day. When Laura came on board, it was what we were already doing. She took that job, and everyone kind of liked it and thought this works. I always questioned whether, like, Laura actually wanted that to be her role, or if it was just the role that made sense for her at the time. But she said she does. She was like, no, I do like doing news. But I was just like, all right, let's just make sure we're doing stuff that you're passionate about. Because when the person telling this, Ebro, you know how well our audience knows us? They know when Laura's reading a story and does not give an ish about the story.
But
that's all I'm saying.
Story at the time is all I'm saying.
I hear you, but if no one cares, it's a bad look.
We look like we don't care. We move on to the next story.
I think it's always time. Listen, these are the things we're here to talk about. No, well, not here, but that we have time to talk about as we get ready and head into the
Because some stories just need to be, like, for instance, today I was going to share audio of the fact that the United States Postal Service has changed how they date your mail. Most people listening to me do that headline right now do not care. They don't. They don't care. They're like, wait, what are you talking about? Why would I give a damn?
Well, but you think it's relevant.
But if you got a grandmother or somebody that's dealing with healthcare and they have to post date or make sure their mail is dated so that they can get money to pay for their healthcare, and the U.S. Postal Service doesn't date that mail right, you don't get your money.
The Postmark rule changed quietly, and it affects voting and healthcare. Let me explain what just happened at USPS, because this is not minor and it's not theoretical. So as of this week, the United States Postal Service clarified that a postmark date is no longer tied to when you drop your mail off. It's tied to when that mail is first processed by an automated facility. So as an example, you can put something in the mailbox on Monday, but if it doesn't hit a sorting center until Wednesday becomes the postmark. That matters when deadlines are based on postmarks.
Mm.
Think ballots. Many states say a mail in ballot counts if it's postmarked by Election Day. Under this rule, you can mail your ballot before Election Day and still have it postmarked after. So that's not voter fraud, that's logistics quietly overruling intent. So now let's talk healthcare because this is where people really get hurt. Healthcare runs on mail deadlines, appeals, prior authorizations,
All right. This
Medicare
lady's boring you,
notices,
bro. I'm wrapping her up.
prescription
See, I told you
We
wouldn't
got
care.
No, it was good. We got the information that was needed. This is going to be problematic for people.
Yes. Yes. But if I just told you the headline, you wouldn't have cared.
Correct.
And you didn't even care about the audio. And once again, it went in one ear and out the other. Nobody's going to pay attention to that.
So are you saying that's something we should do or something we shouldn't do?
I'm saying we already just did it, but you see how I was able to tie in that nobody really cared, but we actually ended up doing it while we know that nobody actually cared. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like edutainment.
But the only way that you were able to do that is because you, the deliverer of the news, actually did care.
But I don't care because I don't even have a healthcare thing.
But then you faked it well. But you faked it well. If you had fumbled through it and been like, oh, so I don't know, it looks like some lady's saying something about a post office.
So you're saying Laura's a bad faker?
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. If she doesn't care, I can just hear it. And it doesn't sell me.
See, but now I'm entertained because now I want to see her do stories that she doesn't really care about. And I want to see if she can fake it. I want to
listen. Well, yeah, guess what? You probably will.
Tune in to Laura's BBC coming your way.
Again, I don't think she wants BBC.
Did you get it? Coming at you, Laura's BBC.
Yeah.
No?
Now here's a bit of news you wanted to get to yesterday that we never got to.
Yes. Ooh. Spit that TC.
How'd this start moving around, this kid?
Hang on.
Yeah, I wrote it. Not a peon, more like a king with a stick. Nothing to play with, let the games begin. I was told to stay strong like grandma's sin, whatever. Game to play, son, play to win. Your my goal is to bring life to anything dark. Like rubber to the season, yeah, to make it spark.
Hey, with the classic.
Okay.
Oh, verse 2.
Yo, I didn't mean to do that, but that kid's pretty good.
Nah, did you see the video? Did you see the video though?
I did.
All right, so he's got his Timbos on, he's got his oversized snorkel on, he's got his his hat with the his Scully with the brim on. What are those called again?
The Scully with the brim? I don't know. I don't know, but those are so 2000s.
But at any rate, his name is Lil TC or TC. I don't know if his real name's T'Challa or if they call him that or his name's TC, Teach the Children or something. But anyway, I saw his mom in Nas's comments thanking Nas for posting on IG, but that's not where I first saw it. I saw It's Biscuit on IG posted first.
Got it.
It's Biscuit, Long Island kid himself. I don't know where this kid TC rapping is from, but don't say we don't support New York rappers.
Look at us.
You know what I'm saying? Look at us.
Is he from New York?
It gotta be.
Sounded like it, right?
Sound like it, look like it. Walk like a duck, talk like a duck. New York rapper.
You know what other comment I've been getting? I've been seeing around, by the way. Shout out to Little Man right there. People missing beds for our show.
Like when we talk over the music, over a little beat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, throw on a little sign. Yo, it's Ebro Laura Rosenberg. Good morning.
Does it feel right? Like, even if it's like...
That beat is trash, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, I just picked what it's not trash. It's not the kind of beat we normally talk on, but I don't have a lot of options here of free beats.
Yo, plug in the turntables. Just throw on an instrumental.
Then they take away the show, though. Let's see. Slow vibes.
That's tough right there. That's tough.
I mean, and by the way, you know what else it's saying? It's saying that people miss Shani too. Because that's Shani's vibe of the show, is that he would give us the.
Well, y'all can still listen to Shani though.
But it's not the same because it's just Shani. They didn't say they want just Shani.
Ah, damn! Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that.
I'm just saying I don't know that that's what they wanted. I'm just saying I think they like his production. I haven't heard what they're sounding like. I only heard like one segment. I haven't really gotten to hear very much.
So wait, you're saying in your personal time it wasn't your habit to turn on the radio? No wonder we got fired.
I haven't been up and out of the house like that.
Yo, no wonder we got fired. You didn't even support the station you worked at.
Bro, I didn't do a lot of listening at this point. That's fair.
Damn, man. Yo, no wonder we got canned, man.
You should have known when I didn't show up to Summer Jam that that the end was near. Yo, Ebro, there was a time when I would have skipped funerals for Summer Jam, bro. Summer Jam was like, and this past year I was like, I got a WWE taping. This is crazy. I don't think I can make it, guys. That's how you know something had changed. There was blood in the water.
Do people like blood in the water?
I think it's just me. But I'm running with it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into some more action today. Is everybody up to the time on the Trump administration, the Department of Justice, and J.D. Vance accusing Somalis in Minnesota, yes, all of them, of government fraud? Have you been following this story, Rosenberg?
Mm-hmm. Following is aggressive. I've been seeing the story.
So there's a whole narrative, a fraud narrative around Somali people, and obviously that puts the Trump administration right where they want to be with regard to trying to take legal status away from Somalis and begin deporting them in Minnesota. Now,
right.
That's the noisy part of the story. Now, what you need to know is Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, who also was running with Kamala Harris.
Tampon Tim, that's what we call him.
I don't know if you know this, but Trump and those guys want him out. And they want to turn Minnesota red. And Trump's going to be supporting some other governor candidates. It should be noted that Tim Walz's administration in the state of Minnesota has already been locking people up who are not Somali, who are just white folks, for fraud, who have been going into the Somali community, working with Somali people who also committed fraud. And just like I said on yesterday's program, the idea that we would frame an entire community or ethnicity around its worst is terrible.
Yeah, but this is America in 2025. That's
my bad.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
What are you even saying? You know the vibes.
I know the vibes. I should have known.
They're black. These people are black.
They're black. They're immigrants.
They're from what Donald Trump would call an ish-hole country.
Yeah, but we don't listen to that.
But this is how they operate. This is a place where black people come from. This isn't what they want here. They need that pure Aryan race.
Well, another thing I can't just ignore is all of a sudden then Israel wanted to recognize Somaliland.
Oh, I saw that. Because they care.
Well, Somaliland's not Somalia.
It's some alt version though that likes Israel apparently.
Well, yeah, it's basically like the equivalent of of Gaza trying to be recognized, where you have an ethnic group within a state saying, "Hey, no, we're our own independent thing."
That's what Somaliland is?
Yes, that's the way I understand it.
For what people in Somalia?
I don't know. I don't know the ethnic group.
Well, I saw that headline too. I was like, that's interesting. Why does Israel care about Somaliland?
Israel won't recognize the West Bank or Gaza, but they'll recognize Somaliland.
No, Somaliland they're here for. That one they fully get.
Well, and let's be honest, geographically speaking, I think Somaliland gives them access to the Red Sea right there, which they want.
I don't like that you're suggesting that these countries are doing such nefarious things. How dare you?
For money?
These people just want freedom, man. Didn't you see Trump and Bibi yesterday? They were just getting together and having a chat. Trump was threatening Iran again, talking about knocking him out of the water. They're beating the hell out of him, whatever random language he used.
Yes.
Not to mention, I saw there were more explosions. More drug dealers' boats were getting blown up.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You mean alleged?
The blowing up isn't alleged. The drug dealer part is alleged.
That's
yes.
right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Which really leads me to what I got to tell you, my biggest this for Ebro is.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yo, bro.
What? I got one?
Yeah, I gotta hit you.
Why do I get the button?
Well, me too, except I don't deserve it as much as you because I'd actively been trying to remedy this. I just hadn't gotten to do it yet. Yo, bro, you haven't seen One Battle After Another yet?
Nah, hit me with the button.
Yo.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You don't even know how bad you think you're just getting it because it's like a Leo, Paul Thomas Anderson, like it's a good movie.
Tiana Taylor's
in it. And, that's cool. That's cool.
I heard it's like a movie.
No. First of all, I'm only halfway through it. It's long. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
All right.
And I was like an hour.
So wait, I don't get a pass because I got a toddler and the toddler basically is taking over the television. I don't have any free time to watch a movie with my lady.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but like you
I could tell you back and forward Trolls World Tour.
No, listen.
Trolls.
I'm sure. No,
Abominable. We're in the Abominable. You should watch Abominable.
I don't even know what that is. I'm not even there yet.
It's great.
No, listen.
What about Moana? Moana,
you've been seeing that. You've been seeing that.
No, but it's back now. It's back.
When I tell you, like I said, I'm halfway through this movie.
Yeah.
First of all, the level of excitement from the second it starts of like, oh, we are in this, but it's not just that. And like, by the way, out of the gate, yo, Tiana Taylor and Leonardo DiCaprio just tongue licking, making out.
Oh man, they got it on.
Yo, I was like I was like happy for both of them. I'm like, this is great. I mean, Tiana Taylor's got to think like, wow, I'm making out with Leo DiCaprio. Yeah. And he's got to be thinking, hey, this is fantastic.
Hey, yo, Griff, reach out to Tiana Taylor. Tell her we're late to the party and we want to talk about her kissing Leo.
Listen, this movie, Ebro, it's not only is it super exciting, as it kept going, I'm like, yo, this would be like if Ebro had the creative juices to write a story. No, bro, it starts out, and I'm not going to give anything away that we wouldn't like see in the description, but like basically Leo and Tiana Taylor are part of like a super militant Black Power underground revolution branch.
Do it.
No. That's how it starts. No, that's how it starts. Them freeing prisoners at the border of Mexico. Them blowing.
Man. No, yo, if my knees were good, I'd be doing it.
Blowing banks up. They're doing everything.
Let's get it. Take down the whole financial infrastructure.
But then as it goes further, because if you were to look up what the movie's about, it would say Leonardo DiCaprio's character is basically in hiding, and then the bad guy of his life comes back to try to steal his daughter, right? That's what the story is. But what you don't realize, what I didn't realize is the bad guys are part of a super underground white supremacy operation. No, they're literally the worst of the worst.
No, it sounds like a documentary. That's what
no,
this is a documentary.
And when they decide they want to go after Leo and his daughter, they just tap into the military and they're like, yo, we need y'all to come up with a good reason.
Oh, that's what's going on right now.
No, it's literally, this is your talk. The whole documentary. It's no.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
When y'all frame this up on the internet, it should be titled Rosenberg and Ebro finally see the documentary One Battle After Another.
No, it's so crazy and good and up your alley. And I just feel like even though we've given her a lot of flowers, Tiana Taylor's level of gradual coming up in entertainment has been a spectacle.
Right, but she's also, well, first of all, super
goes back to 15 years old.
But been 15 working on this. Like, this isn't just like, you know what I mean?
Well, Super Sweet 16 is when people first knew her, right?
She
was on MTV for My Super Sweet 16. Pharrell played at her.
Right. I guess
birthday.
People know her from that. But around the city and all of that, she was signed to Pharrell at that point.
She was signed, yes. Mm-hmm.
But saying all of that to say she's super talented and she's been working on this for a while. And here's the key part for you boys and girls out there in TV land, YouTube land, or your podcast land. She's actually a nice person and people want to work with her.
Oh, she's great.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, and by the way, she's on time for work. On time for work. Nice person. Keeps her word. Communicative. These are things that if you want to be successful in life, you should adopt these practices.
Yeah, but she's also shockingly talented and hot.
Well,
Let's not remove those things.
I started there. I gave her that because there's people who are talented and hot.
Gosh.
But not nice people, not on
True.
time.
No,
Not,
I
you know
love
what I mean?
Tiana. I love her mom. Always have. They're fantastic. I just want to say, when I saw her yesterday getting after it with Leo, like the opening scene is her talking to Leo, and then her talking Sean Penn, who's the heel in the movie, the bad guy. I'm like, yo, Tiana Taylor's a straight up co-star with Leonardo DiCaprio and
No, it's
Sean
crazy.
Penn.
How many awards, Griff? Give me a number. How many awards are they giving this movie? I got to see how the whites in Hollywood deal with this.
Oh, it's up for a lot. It's up for like 7, I think.
Okay, I got to see it win though.
I don't know if we don't know.
Is it good enough to win? You're kind of your brain is your movie.
I haven't seen everything. I haven't
tuned into the foreign press and all of that.
Yeah, I'm really locked into the Hollywood foreign press. I haven't seen everything, but as you can see, I hadn't even seen this until yesterday. But it's fantastic. It's going to be in the conversation for sure. You're gonna love it, bro. Just make time. Honestly, you're gonna feel you've played yourself.
Well, I got a button for that, and Rosenberg gets a button too. So give yourself a button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Rosenberg decided it was a good time to show up to the American Dream Mall. That's right. Post-holiday season mall go.
No, mid-holiday. It's still mid-holiday season.
Yeah, but you're in the return cycle. You're in the we're taking.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I got a gift card. I'm going to the mall. Kids are out of school, and I'm just gonna go hang out at the mall all day. It's cold outside, so we're gonna go to the biggest mall in the area where they have an indoor ski slope.
Oh boy.
Indoor water park.
Oh man.
Indoor amusement park. High-end shopping, mid-price shopping, restaurant. I mean, American Dream has everything.
Yo, I've never in my life seen a place like this. It's like I walked out of Back to the Future 2. Like the amount of crazy, over the top everything from the Angry Birds mini golf.
Hey, kind of tough. I did that with Issa years ago. I gotta get back in that.
To the Ferris wheel.
Haven't done the Ferris wheel yet.
The snowboarding.
Snowboarding I haven't done there, but I want to.
They got the weed shop in the mall.
There's a weed shop in the mall.
There's a weed shop next to the snowboarding.
Oh my God, it's litty over there.
They got so many restaurants that it's crazy. Yo, it's the most hype place. There's a place called Mr. Beast Burgers. I'm like, Mr. Beast has a burger spot and it's in the mall. They have every hype beast thing that could exist is in American Dream Mall.
As they should. Shout to American Dream.
Yo, it's giant. And by the way, it has to have surpassed Mall of America, right? That's bigger than Mall of America.
Well, so it should be noted, I believe the same people own it. So the same people own Mall of America that own American Dream, and then there's some big mall down in Florida I think they own, and maybe one more after that. I don't know. But this is their thing. I don't think it's bigger than Mall of America, by the way.
All right, so the biggest mall in the world, for those wondering, is the Iran Mall in Tehran.
Okay.
All right. That's the biggest
and they out here hating on Iran like Iran ain't popping.
And Dubai Mall. Yo, Dubai. Yo, the Tehran Mall has 21 million square feet.
I don't even know what that means.
Me neither. It's too big to even understand. So none in the top malls, none of them are U.S.
Yeah, because let me change. Listen, sidebar. I'm just a small tangent. Just look for the biggest mall in the U.S. Yo, the U.S. is so washed out here when it comes to being on top of what's hot in the world. China is in the future. My cousin just came back from China. He was like, China is in the year 3000.
I believe it.
They have cities that have levels, man. He went to the city, I forget the name of it, where you think you're on the ground.
Wait, the whole city had an upstairs?
The city has upstairs.
That's crazy. So it's a rich city in your eyes. That means
if you got upstairs, you got money, man. You know the rules.
If you got upstairs, facts. No, that's correct. I believe it. But by the way, Ebro, when I walk around a place like this, I don't want to be more in the future.
I'm not saying we want to.
No,
I'm
it's
just
too
saying
much.
for us thinking we're that John Blaze in the world as the United States, we are not John Blaze.
I was walking around this place and I was having a good time, but I'm also just like laughing. I'm like, what is this? I mean, it's absolutely insane. The kids are walking around. The parents rent a stroller that has a built-in tablet.
Yeah. How about this? Did you see the little furry animals that you could jump on and ride around the mall, and the kids was just riding around on the little furry animal?
I did not see the furry animal. I saw the train. I saw there's a Toys R Us Jeffrey Express train.
Listen. I'm gonna put y'all on to something. After the holiday season at American Dream Mall, when things start to slow down, the kids get back at school, people get busy. On a Monday or Tuesday night, if you have time and you could get there, and I would grab Issa from school, like if it was, we had time, and we would hit the American Dream Mall on like a Tuesday night at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Nobody's there. They have that Nickelodeon amusement park. You can get on all the rides. They have like a night pass. And they got some real live roller coasters.
Oh, no. I walked by the park and was like, yo, there's a real amusement park here.
No. Me and Issa would hit that joint. Now, when Issa was small, my big ass can't get in the small kids things. My legs don't fold up good enough to get into the little kitty things. I can barely get in them joints.
Yeah.
But now that Issa's, last few years that Issa been older, she get on the big joints with me.
And they have adult rides too.
Yes. For sure.
So I was saying the exact same thing to Natalie. I was like, if we hit this on a weekday, not when kids are on break, it's probably chilling here.
No. It's great in there.
So this is when they make their money. They make their money on weekends and holidays. That's basically it.
Now, the big plan over there was supposed to be you had the American Dream Mall and you had MetLife Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
They were supposed to plop down some hotels because the idea would be, right, that you can go over there, go check a concert or a football game, spend the whole weekend in the area.
And the mall's enough between the amusement park and
the water park, nice hotel, a concert. But they haven't finished. They haven't, you still got that, what is that? The Izod Center or whatever that piece of garbage is over there.
There's no hotel? They got no hotel over there?
They got a couple over there, but they're not really doing it. They're not really doing it. Once again, it's not John Blaze.
No, but it's not John Blaze.
If this was Dubai, that whole thing would have been built out.
Yeah, and probably connected. Because
this was China, if this was one of them Chinese cities with the upstairs,
you could go upstairs and go.
They'd have had multiple layers, flying cars.
They need to have a better way to get, like, it still feels nasty to get from the American Dream Mall to the stadium.
Right, that walk across.
That feels nasty. And I would think they would have wanted to have the good hotels ready by the time the World Cup comes this summer.
You would think.
Because there's multiple. Griff, how many World Cup games are they playing there? A few, right? I think it's a few games are getting played there. Yo, the World Cup's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big
World
deal.
Cup's going to ring off. There are 4 in the first round at MetLife.
Wow. And then the finals there. So 5 total.
And yo, hit the button. Hit the button on the whole.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Meadowlands, MetLife. You missed the World Cup. You gotta feel ridiculous.
Nah, if Brazil is playing there, England is playing.
Hit the button again.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
They gotta have They gotta have a different hotel situation.
Now, what you can do is you can take the train straight from Penn Station, pull right up to the MetLife, but you got to switch at Secaucus, I think, or something like that.
And at night that could be annoying. I'm sure that won't happen. I'm sure the games won't be that late.
Nah, they'll run the trains late if it gets crazy.
There's a Renaissance Meadowlands hotel, I see.
Okay. That's what the people want.
A Renaissance. Yeah, it's such a weird area. It's the worst.
Griff said that was his wedding hotel. How was it?
That was his wedding hotel, huh?
No, I'm saying. He said it's nice. There you go.
Yo, listen, Griff got married at American Dream Mall. I don't even remember. By the way, Shani just got there. He just showed up to the wedding right now. He walked in. He went, "Wait, did I miss the ceremony?"
Yeah.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
People remember we have new watchers, new listeners who've never seen the show before, so they don't even know your inside jokes. Yes, Shani showed up to Griff's wedding late, sat down to eat with us, and said, "Yo, when's the ceremony?"
No, we were because Griff had like a pretty big. Listen, if you're listening to us from a different area, New York and New Jersey cocktail hours are a crazy thing.
Okay.
Like, there's particularly Long Island and New Jersey. Cocktail hour is bigger than the whole damn meal. It's gigantic. It is expected. You can have steak. You could have mashed potatoes, cream spinach. It's a full meal for cocktail hour. So we were sitting at a table hanging out, our group at Griff's wedding, enjoying the cocktail hour, which is, feels almost like a dinner. And Shani walks in, with his with Shani's, his outfit of the of the ancestors.
His bandana and
Captain Black Sparrow. Yes. Captain Black Sparrow fit.
Captain Black Sparrow.
Shani shows up. Yeah, he's got the bandana on. He's got the flowing blouse, and we're like, oh, Shani's here. What's up, Shani? He's like, yo, blah, blah, blah. We're hanging out. He's taking a bite of the food. He's like, hey, man, when's the ceremony? We're like, what do you mean? We already had the ceremony. He's like, well, I thought this was just hors d'oeuvres. I went, Shani, you think there's this level of hors d'oeuvres before the ceremony? No, we had the ceremony. And they started the ceremony 15 minutes late, and Shani still full-on missed it. Didn't show up at the beginning of it. Missed it. The thing that's hilarious about it is, Ebro, is the reason the wedding can cause such conflict in a home is that when women notoriously take a long time to get ready for an event where they have to get nice.
Yep.
The wedding to me can be stressful because you can miss it. Like, it's a hard time. You have to get there.
That's right.
If it's a ceremony and they say a wedding starting at 6, you really know you can't get there later than like 6:05. You know that. It's like, you don't want to end up walking in as you're seeing the bride get ready to walk down the aisle.
I really have no tolerance for this conversation.
It's very frustrating for you, huh?
I have zero tolerance because I don't know how people can't manage time. Adults. I don't know how adults can't manage time.
But a wedding is like, Griff, what time was your start time? 7?
So you get dressed. In a wedding, the bride and the groom and everybody gets dressed at the wedding.
Yeah.
You get dressed at the facility. How are you late? How are you worried about time?
Well, no, but we're not talking about the bride and groom being late. What about Shani being late?
F Shani.
Whoa. My God, man.
Shani still work for the ops.
Oh, now it's all coming out.
Happy Chinooka.
He went right for Shani Culture. He's still
Shani still work for the ops. I thought you was a real one, Shani.
You thought Shani might roll out.
I thought you was, you know what I'm saying? I thought you was against Babylon and all that.
No, this is a super Babylon.
Oh, so you stuck with Babylon.
Who do you think of
so you don't vote. You don't vote.
Wait.
But when ish gets real, you can't even walk off the job. You ain't free. You ain't free.
Oh, this is crazy.
No, you're not free, bro.
No, this is crazy. Who is Shani? Is Shani the person you most expected to walk off with us into the sunset?
I didn't expect him to walk off with us per se. I don't believe he's loyal to us. I just thought that, when people really saw the shenanigans and the disrespect taking place, they would have respect for themselves.
Oh, damn.
That's what I'm talking about. Self-respect.
But listen, there is a theme, though. He was late to Griff's wedding, and he's late leaving the radio station as well.
And he was late every day for work.
He was late to the station and leaving the station.
Nah, the word is though. As soon as we got clipped, axed, as they say.
Yeah.
Bro
big
was
Drake
on time
talk.
the next day. He was early.
Yo, and it's crazy too. They started requiring them at like 5 a.m. 5 to 11.
We wasn't even asking for all that.
5 to 11 is
5 a.m. every day. On time. Shani Culture. Y'all ask Shani Culture.
And his voice works now?
Yo, and his voice is back.
No, this is crazy.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Nah, it's real. It's real. But this is how it works, though. You know what I'm saying? You help somebody build a brand. You know what I'm saying? You give them mic time when the establishment was like, yo, take Shani off the mic. Why is Shani talking? The establishment was working against Shani the whole time. That's documented facts that program directors that were there did not want us to have Shani on the air.
By the way, though, I maintain that was and I said this to them at the time, that was a misunderstanding of them. They didn't understand Shani's role.
Listen, We're not getting into the particulars here. We're just talking
Just
about
the facts, the facts.
establishment wanted to take him out.
Right.
And who held him down?
We said, hey, Shani, you got
Who
a
held
place
him
here.
down when he was late for work?
We said, hey, your home is here. You're with us.
Who got him extra money, and then he didn't even do the work to get the extra money after the extra money was already coming?
Well, he did extra work. That's not fair. He did extra work. I recall some extra work.
That's not what people were saying. Listen to Griff. Look what Griff just said.
Oh, no.
What did Griff say?
It's a mess out. He just wrote, nope. Nah, don't do that. Don't tap into the Griff Shani tension.
Now, Griff is a stickler. Griff is...
Well, Griff works the hardest, too.
No,
so it's a double win.
But also, Griff is like, when it comes to T's and I's and dots and crosses...
Oh, they need to be T's.
Nobody is more focused on the details than Griff.
Gotta cross it. Gotta
No. He can't get through the day if it's not. Shani is the complete other end of the spectrum, which puts them at odds. They wouldn't have been at odds if Shani would have just met him in the middle.
That's an interesting
So
point.
it makes you think, did Shani get Griff clipped?
Wow.
Because why would they keep Shani and clip Griff?
Whoa. Where are we going right now? This is crazy.
Whose decision is that?
This is not what I expected. You think Shani had Griff done it?
I mean, Shani was canoodling with the bosses in Africa and on islands. You know what I'm saying?
I thought the craziest one yesterday. I was thinking about yesterday. I thought the craziest one is that Bascom got clipped with us. He wasn't even technically like a part of our show.
He's not even a part of our show.
Like he did other videos too. He didn't just
he did the whole station.
He did everything. And they're like, yeah, you know what? It's a good time. We're getting rid of people we don't like.
Yeah.
Since we're getting rid of people we don't really want around here anyway. Hey, Bascom, you know what? Take care. I got to chat with you real quick tomorrow. I got to run a couple things by you. That's my new line. That's my new line from when I'm going to hit someone with something terrible. Can I run a couple things by you tomorrow?
Before we wrap today, any Anthony Joshua updates?
So the only update I saw yesterday was tragically the two people who passed away were members of his team.
Okay. Damn.
So, I was just sitting there stuck off of the fact that these guys a week ago were having such an incredible weekend together. They all just got a gigantic bag. They destroyed Jake Paul, partying in Miami together. And these guys are two integral part of his team. I want to get their names right, but Sina Gami and Latif Ayodele are believed to have been traveling in the same Jeep as Anthony Joshua when it collided with a stationary truck on the side of a busy highway in Lagos. So these guys are, they're part of his team. Y'all know what a boxer's team is like. That's like brotherhood. That's family. Yeah. That's your real family. And Tyson Fury, who Joshua called out after the fight, and of course the world wants to see Tyson Fury in England. Of course, Great Britain really wants to see Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury put out a post yesterday, sending love to Anthony Joshua and his friends. But
look, Jake Paul put out a post too.
Man.
Jake Paul said, life is much more important than boxing. I'm praying for the lost lives, AJ, and anyone impacted by today's unfortunate accident.
Can you just realize, literally a week and change ago, these guys were all partying together in Miami. It's
a lot, bro. It's a lot.
Also, man, I know this is, I know I certainly don't know anything about the traffic and driving situation in Lagos. Ebro, you've been there. Right?
No.
You haven't? I think you've been to Lagos.
No, I've been to Accra, Ghana.
You've been to Accra, Ghana. You've never been to Nigeria. Okay.
No.
So I know nothing about the traffic there. But I will say this. I had a friend, a good friend of mine was killed 2 years ago now. Coming up on 2 years. Because he pulled over on the Henry Hudson up here.
Mm-hmm.
He had an issue driving late at night. Car had an issue. And he pulled over and he stayed in the car. And that's how my friend Jerry got killed.
Damn.
Someone smashed his car. If I know this is a random thing for us to throw out there, but since it just happened, you need to get out of the car. Like if you're in the station, I don't know.
I don't know if that's the right advice, Rosenberg. I don't know. I've definitely heard people say, do not get out and stand.
No, you don't want to stand next to it. You got to have a place that you could get to.
But they may not have one. And so you can't just also be walking down the highway either.
So wouldn't you be better off though, like if you could get out and walk 100 yards away from your car, all the way off to the side?
But people can't see you necessarily.
But I mean, assuming that there's like some highway has some shoulder.
Man, I don't know, bro. I don't know if this is the right advice you're giving. Y'all can leave comments, but I don't know if you're giving the right advice. I've heard people say, leave your lights on, put your hazards on so you can be seen. And the safest place to be is in a car. Yes, it could be dangerous also, but you're on the side of a highway. We're not talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's a good point.
And if you can't get off, I mean, ideally, if you can keep the car rolling in some way, shape, or form to the nearest exit is even obviously better.
It's a really good point. What does ChatGPT say about this?
Really?
This is the kind of thing where they will do the research for us.
You think ChatGPT really?
I do.
Yeah. I don't understand why ChatGPT is better than just a regular Google. I'm still not convinced.
It does the AI part of it is doing the search of everything. That's the AI part. It's searching all of the possible sources to give you a better answer.
Right, but isn't Google?
I don't think Google's doing. You mean the AI answer on Google?
Yeah.
I think it's close. I think it's probably close.
And so you pay for ChatGPT?
Yeah, I may have canceled it, but I was.
Hit yourself with the button. So this
wrong button. You get the idea.
So this says,
congratulations, you played yourself.
This says, for safety on a highway, the best practice is to stay in your car, buckle up, turn on the hazards, and call for help, as your vehicle offers significant protection. Only exit if absolutely necessary, and do so carefully on the side away from traffic, staying a safe distance from the car and roadway, ideally behind a guardrail.
Yeah, it says usually stay in your car. But how far did you get your car off the highway, Ebro? That's the key.
Well, you gotta if there's not you gotta be over. Like you gotta get over, man.
No, maybe my friend was still in the lane, or like barely out of it.
Nah, you got to get over.
Because then I heard a thing that there's a possibility that his hazards were on, but that the cars driving down the highway, the way your eyes are at night, it can be confusing. Like your eyes can kind of play tricks on you about whether the car is in front of you or off to the side. Like you can't necessarily tell if the car's moving. I just feel like if there's any place, you wouldn't think that if there's any place that you could get away from the road, that's the way to do it.
Griff said, we changed the diaper on I-95 just north of D.C. on the side of the road. That issue was scary. Now, I don't want to pass judgment. I love Griff, and I love his wife, and I love his entire
Why did you have to stop the car?
Why didn't you just keep driving? The baby going to have to sit in that doo-doo for a second, bro. Y'all could have went to the next rest stop, unless it was like bubble guts all over the seat or whatever. Griff said, that's what I said. I got overruled. Nah, we fighting. Nah. Me and my wife is fighting. You are not convincing me to pull over on a highway with 18-wheelers and tractor trailers flying by to change a goddamn diaper.
Although I would sit here and say something about Dawn if it wasn't just a week ago where Bear was freaking out in the car and I thought he had to take a poop. And I asked Natalie, can I just pull over here on the highway and let Bear poop? And Natalie was like, are you out of your bleeping mind? You want to have me and the baby on the side of the road and Bear running around on a leash what are you?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Everything about this is a terrible thought that you just had. What are you saying? I was like, you know what? I'm thinking about it. I'm spinning it around in my head. So I think the point is this though.
Nah,
If
man,
there's a way to get away from the highway, like on the Hudson, for example.
No, listen, that goes without saying. You're saying what you're
Right?
saying is obvious. If you can get off the highway, yes, get
No,
off
but
the
I mean
highway.
even walk off. Like if there's a hill that you can go walk up the hill and sit on the hill, and rather than sit in your car.
Bro, I don't think that that's good advice.
You don't? You'd better off
No.
sitting in the car?
If you can't get off the highway completely, an off-ramp is even worse.
No, I'm not saying an off ramp. I'm saying like literally there's a grassy area that you could go stand and not be near the road.
Okay, maybe. Yes, I guess. But why not push the car over there? Why not let the car roll over there? Why? Because remember, the car is made of things that can protect you. That's what they're designed to do.
Yeah, but
Better than you just standing in the open.
Well, guess what? It didn't protect my friend. The healthiest, the physically the healthiest dude I know. My man was jacked to the gills and died in a second inside his car.
That's crazy.
I don't know. You know what? It's all a bad situation. You just don't want to pull over on the side of the road.
No, if you can avoid it, you definitely don't want to be on the side of a highway.
Yeah, even if your car's smoking, you want to try to exit. You want to really try to get off.
Rolling if you can. Now, if your car's on fire, if it is smoking and you think something's really gonna happen to it, yeah, you got to leave the car. But to just be walking on a highway, bro, with cars flying by you at 65, 70 miles an hour, and nah, bro, nah, you don't want that. You don't want that smoke.
Speaking of, just real quick. Speaking of cars, I borrowed a car from my people over at Mercedes-Benz of White Plains. My guy Jimmy lent me a car. I borrowed the biggest SUV.
Yeah,
the biggest Benz SUV because I drive the smallest one.
Okay,
because I'm an idiot. Oh, real quick, sorry.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I don't know how I'm gonna give this car back, bro. I can't go back to my small. Yo, Ebro, my car is not an SUV. It's a sedan that sits up a little higher. It's not. There's no room. There's no room for anything in this car.
Well, first of all, for anybody watching or listening to us wherever you're listening, I hope to have this show more formatted in the future, and it's not just meanderings of me and Rosenberg.
Well, we'll get there.
Secondly, if you've been listening to the show for a little while, you would know that Rosenberg, when it comes to automobiles, is not knowledgeable. Full stop.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And it's cheap.
Well, on top of that,
congratulations, you played yourself.
And he owns it. So him being Jewish and cheap, you know what I'm saying? Do with that what
congratulations, you played yourself.
It doesn't mean all Jewish people are cheap. It just means that Rosenberg fits the stereotype.
Never forget that this happened, Ebro, when I was hanging out with Capone and Noriega backstage at Barclays Center.
That's the fucking Jew nigga. Yeah, the Jew nigga. The super Jew nigga. That's the Jew nigga. Yeah, Jew nigga.
Yo, do you hear the last one? The last one sounds so nasty, though.
What'd he say?
He
the
just
super
says it,
Jew?
No, the last one, he's like, Jew. Just says it like, no, it's great. Listen. It's wild to be.
Man, in the streets we use slurs, man. Slurs can happen, man.
In the streets.
People love
right, but not at home.
Not at home. And by the way, those people love you. So it was love.
But listen to the last one, how crazy it sounds.
That's the fucking Jew nigga. Yeah, the Jew nigga. The super Jew nigga. That's the Jew nigga. Yeah, Jew nigga.
I don't like that last one though.
Yo. So are we ready, ladies and gentlemen? The Mamdani era is about to begin. Mayor Mamdani.
Going down.
The Mamdani era is about to begin.
On Thursday.
Yes.
Sworn in on Thursday.
There was a New Yorker article, pulling it up right now. Excuse me, New York Magazine.
New York Magazine. Yeah.
Yes, excuse me. New York Magazine. Now comes the hard part. Introducing Mayor Mamdani and his inner circle. The first is let's see here. Zoran Mamdani's revolution in this moment before he takes office has two defining qualities. The first is a well-known movement building skill of the man. Out of nowhere, he has become the center of the political universe in New York and redefined what is possible in American politics. The second is a certain sense of unreality, a tension between what he promises he will do and what the normal laws of political physics would seem to allow.
Deep.
Well, I thought that was important to read because the world is watching this. Mamdani's got plans. He's got plans. Plans, some people like to frame as promises. A promise to work on a plan isn't a promise that the plan is actually going to work. You feel me?
Yeah, because anyone who sees it as a promise is you're just waiting to come for the guy.
Well, no, but this is normal in politics, Rosenberg. Don't do this. Most people hear plans from politicians, and they say the politician made a promise and fell short of the promise. When the promise was a promise to work on a plan, but the plan is not a promise.
I think I understand what you're saying.
No, you definitely do.
Yeah, I get it.
And so they're waiting to slit Mamdani's political throat.
Are
Oh
they ever?
man. Blood's in the water. Sharks are circling.
Nah, listen. The blood is in the water for Mamdani. Anytime Mamdani does anything, the ADL is watching this guy so crazy, trying to call him out as anti-Semitic at every step. They're going through every social media post of everybody he even stands near. And it's crazy how Islamophobic it is. They have a goal.
The ADL still has credibility out here?
You determine what credibility is. They still make noise.
Okay, they still make noise. They got a lot of financial support.
They still have a lot of financial support.
The marketing machine is revving.
Yeah, and the guy Greenblatt, Jonathan Greenblatt, who runs it, still does a lot of talking and is outside. Yo, I forgot to tell you. I don't want to go into the details because I'd feel guilty, spilling like a personal conversation that wasn't meant for air. But
is it somebody you care about or somebody you don't care about? That's always a determining factor.
I care about anyone I've had a friendship with, even if I think they're kooky.
So you think it was a bad idea that I shared Drake's DMs?
No, that's not a friend. That's not someone says something like that to me, I'm telling.
Because that was the narrative the internet tried to. Oh, he's sharing private DMs. If you listen, I got news for you.
Stop.
The people don't know me very well, especially people on the internet, because they haven't seen a lot of our content over the years. I don't give a rat's ass about social media. If you only know me on social media, we're cordial, we're nice. You don't know me, bro.
Are you talking about the people or Drake?
I'm talking about people or anyone that just DMs me on there. If I'm having a personal conversation, I know you personally, there's people who have DM'd me like, yo, what's going on? And I'll be like, yo, text me, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm offended if I know you and you just talk to me on DMs like we're just having a chat in DMs. Like, what?
Oh, listen, either way, the idea of protecting a private conversation when the conversation is about you dying and calling you the P word, that doesn't count.
Okay.
That doesn't count as private. Believe me, I have way more conversations with Drake historically that I kept private. Believe you me. It wasn't.
Can we get them DMs?
Yo, more DMs. I have my old phone backed up. I have years of text messaging with everybody.
Yo, we should launch a show just called Rosenberg's Text Messages with everybody.
Bro, let me tell you something. I didn't remember saving it, but I found this file. Apparently, at some point, I got some backup thing, and I was like, "Oh, let me back up this phone." And I have crazy stuff on my phone with people who are definitely now. I have conversations with enemies. I got all kinds of everything. That's something I would never do. Now, this person who reached out to me,
how much? But $1 million?
Well, see now. No, I mean it depends on what the thing is. It's
would you do the dance for $200 million?
$200 million. That's a big dance. I don't have anything that's that valuable. So
what if they made? I mean, look, if the offer's on the table, there's no $200 million deal that's just guaranteed $200 million. You're gonna have to. There's like an earn out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to earn it out.
Well, I would hit the person up, and I'd say,
"Hey, I'm about to go get this bag."
Yeah, I'd say, "Hey, I would never do this, but someone offered me $200 million, so I got to give up these text messages. You said some stuff you're probably not going to love, but you'll get through it. It ain't the worst thing that's happened. You're going to be fine. But I heard from Azaelia Banks the other day.
Oh, wow. Yo, we need sounders, man. We need like a
Tracy
breaking
Morgan.
news.
Wow.
I need something. We got to get our audio together. Our audio is trash.
No, but by next week, I'm gonna get I'll get some more actual sound in here.
Nah. But listen, we got plans. In the next couple of weeks, we got plans. Everybody just buckle up.
No, we're gonna do some good things.
You like those photos I sent you, Rosenberg? You saw those photos?
Yeah, actually I did. I like
she's looking like.
Well, by the way, it looked different. Ebro sent me mock-ups of our new studio.
Hey, whoa!
Sorry, it looked different than the first one you showed me.
Yeah, because I'm minimizing a lot of it. And I'm putting some other stuff in there.
Yeah, I like the ones you sent. I really liked. I saw it late.
Yeah. So but we're still going over some stuff. So there's some stuff that
I like that better than the first one you sent, where it looked like we're like.
Hey.
Why is this a secret? This isn't a secret. It doesn't matter.
Why are you spilling the beans, man?
It's a room with microphones where we're going to talk.
Whoa!
They never seen anything like this before.
Nah, but I like the comments where they're like, "Yo, you're unemployed and broadcasting from your bedroom."
That's by the way, I was employed and broadcasting from my bedroom. I'm a big fan.
That was my favorite part.
What are you talking about? I've enjoyed this. Anyways, it was a very interesting conversation with Azaelia.
What was it about, and what prompted it, and how did give us the whole thing?
She reached out to me out of the blue, and she sent me a record that she wanted me to hear. And I'll tell you what, Azaelia can still rap.
No, listen. One thing we're never gonna do is act like Azaelia didn't make great music.
Yeah, Azaelia is
not doing it.
Talented, bro.
Doing it.
I don't understand her. Like, she is one of the smartest and most talented people I've ever known in music. And then she just says things that I'm like, what are you saying?
But you've seen that before.
You've
never seen talented individuals who are extremely talented also say things.
But for example, she's been on some Zionist stuff recently.
Well, I saw they took her to Israel. She was out there. She's pro-Israel now.
No, they put her on Team Rappaport. You know what I mean? Come out here, check things out.
Yo, that bag. Yo, people do the dance for the bag. There's a bag there.
Listen, and by the way, I got to tell you, for anyone out there who's never been to Tel Aviv, you're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be easy for them to make you love the place, and then they start hitting you with the propaganda information on top of it. It's a lot. But here's the difference. Like Rappaport, for example, he's not a very bright guy. He's okay. He made some good movies. He's a good actor. He's been in a lot of crazy stuff. But he's not I've never heard him talk and went, wow, that guy is just smart. Same with Kanye. Kanye gets ideas in his head and he goes crazy. Never sounds informed or smart.
But very creative and
very creative, all those things. Azaelia is not like those guys. Like, when she wants to give you her pitch on Zionism, no, she's doing the work. Like, she gets the information. She retains information incredibly well.
I can't.
And I'm just like, how are we here?
I can't do this.
Well, you didn't do it. I had to do it.
No, I'm in it now. You're talking to me. I can't.
I'm like, why can you be this smart and also doing this? I don't understand. Like, Azaelia was super pro-black. Do you remember that?
Let me tell you what Zionism isn't.
That? Super pro the indigenous people of color?
No.
That's my point. I'm like, how could we get here from where you were? Voice of black, of LGBTQ, I just don't know how people go from that to this other thing. I just cannot. Ebro, I don't.
Why are you doing this, man?
Are they offering? They really offer a check? Literally, hey, so here's the deal. We're going to give you.
I mean, I'm sure there's some financial upside to towing this line and doing this dance. Are we back to doing the dance convo?
No, I don't feel like that. You're going to get me dragged into conversations. I'm going to get in awkward text message conversations from people.
Nah, it's going to, the clip of this is moving.
No, why?
Zionism, Azaelia Banks, and Rosenberg?
No, I don't think so.
What?
I don't think people really care anymore. I swear.
About which part? About which part?
All of it.
They don't care about Zionism anymore?
Well, that part's big. Bigger than it's ever been for some people.
They don't care about a black woman who was Azaelia Banks, who's like a lightning rod on the internet, text Rosenberg to sell him on Zionism?
Well, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that her goal was to sell me.
You said she laid propaganda out.
My personal belief is that her feelings are that. I believe that that's what I'm not saying her express purpose was.
But why did she hit you about this?
I think the combination of Jewish guy and music, like the over.
Well, so now, all right. So boom, you guys have had a good relationship throughout the years. This is a fact.
And then we had and then a bad relationship.
But she included you on her second album.
First album.
Audio. Was that her first album? First official album.
Mm-hmm.
Rosenberg is on the album.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was part of an interview or you did a drop, something, whatever. So it's clearly been a relationship there. So out of the blue, Azaelia Banks, who has recently discovered Zionism and Israel and was brought to Israel to perform, decided that she wanted to reach out to a Jewish person who she knew, had a good relationship with, to now start talking about Zionism.
Well, again, I think the reason she hit me up was she wanted me to hear this music.
Okay.
Now, but there's Jewish stuff in the music too.
And so did she assume that it was a safe landing space because now she's promoting Israel and Zionism, and she also has new music? So she was like, I need to find a Jewish DJ who may support this.
Perhaps, and I hit her up and I said, hey, I don't
support Zionism.
I said, I don't.
Wrong guy.
I said, this isn't my cup of tea. I made clear that I don't agree with this thought process. I said, listen, I have a lot of connections to Israel and Israeli people, and I got a lot of love there, but killing kids is I'm against that. I'm against killing children and taking land. So I'm not a Zionist. I don't know what you know about me, but I'm not that.
But she assumes you were, like a lot of people do, because the last name is Rosenberg.
Yeah, it's crazy too.
And you're proudly Jewish.
Yeah, nothing gets me hotter, by the way, than when I post something about nothing and someone posts in my comments, free Palestine, like they're talking ish to me. I'm like, but I say free Palestine, so why are you putting it in my comments? Like, that's just anti-Semitic. Now you're just being anti-Semitic. You're just saying, you assume because I'm a Jew, I'm going to be offended that you're saying free Palestine. No, I'm offended that you don't think I believe free Palestine. That's why I'm offended. Why are you putting that in my comments? And why do you think that's the appropriate way to show your great protest? Was when I posted about wrestling, you need to write free Palestine in the comments. That's not doing anything, bro. But yeah, so I'm the reason I'm being a little bit of a wuss here is I don't want to ish on her because she reached out and I don't want to betray her. But like she's very public about where she's at on this issue. This is out. She publicly stated I'm a Zionist. So I don't think I'm saying anything out of school here. But I was just like, wow, she's really passionate about this subject.
And this has been Ebro Rosenberg.
Come next week, we're going to really be on point, man.
Well, look, I've been told by people that do this podcast thing and monetize it and run businesses around it that our numbers and the support you guys are showing and the love and the engagement is beyond phenomenal. What's beyond phenomenal? Give me a word.
Phenomenal.
You know what I mean? Like, we are doing great, thanks to all of you. And we have plans. Exemplary. Great word, Griff.
Wow.
And because you guys show us love and all of that, we might be able to buy a hamburger next week. You know, this unemployment line. Whew.
I mean, listen, Bascom's out here shoveling snow for a few bucks. That's how bad it's gotten.
Now, Bascom told us he was trying to help his family shovel snow the other day, and they tried to give him some money because they're worried about his employment.
Yo, that was comedy.
And he was like, I don't want to be that guy, guys.
Yo. Close out bed.
Yeah. Go subscribe and share. Tell a friend.
Turn on your notifications too, I'm told.
Turn on the notifications, Rosenberg is told.
Happy New Year, and shout out to Nicholas Craven who did these beats.
Nick Craven. I'm going to bring in some beats, too. I'm going to have a pack of beats for you by the end of the day.
Oh, send them, and I'll load them up a page of them.
I need a pack of beats. And by the way, you know that's something we could do to help support New York rap. The beats that we use during this show, if you hear anything that you might want.
That's what I'm saying. I thought that could be cool, too. We play beats, and then, like, we list the credits of the beats in the description. Oh, hi, baby.
Shout out to MJ.
So
Yo,
cute.
speaking of MJ, I saw a photo on your story. She was sitting up with a shirtless man. What was that about?
we were at my friend's pool. Sitting up with a shirtless man. Yeah, it was from the summer.
I saw my niece sitting up with some shirtless man. I didn't like it.
That was MJF. We were at his pool in the summertime. So
okay.
Everyone was shirtless. It's all right.
All right.
Why are you handing your baby to shirtless people?
Shirtless men.
Shirtless men, no less.
Well,
I'll be honest.
My niece,
a shirtless random woman would be weird, too. I'll be honest.
For sure.
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing Happy New Year, everyone. We'll see you in 2026.
Ew.